for my server-side project, I created this website based around basketball. So here we have different categories, of course, players. That was front court players, there's back court players, and then we have coaches here. So as you can see, the coaches, the titles of the categories for the coaches are different to those of the players. So to get that, I had to make another collection in my local host. So these are all all the players here, and these are the coaches. So obviously you can see there's different headings here. So you've got team wins, championship seasons, record ID, category ID. So to get that to work, then I had to come into here to index.php, and here you have statement 1 that gets all the categories. Then statement 2 puts gets the categories as well. Then you get statement 3 gets all the records from the players collection, and then I had to create another statement called statement 4 to get all of the items from the coaches database. And then you probably noticed that here in this I have all these printing out after each player or coach. That comes down to just the fact of when I was doing this, I had to put in this. These are the headings of the table. I had to put all of that into the for each loop, because if I put it outside of the for each loop, it would and I went into coaching, the players would appear here at the top of this the headings of the players table would appear here at the top of this collection. So what I had to do was I had to put everything into the for each loop, so I can demonstrate what it looks like without. So just put that here. Take this out. And I go to save it, and in the local host, see, this is what happens. Now, this also happens if I change to coaches one. It would appear below here, and it would be empty. So that's why I took it out. So that's why everything is in the for each loop. Um, Here you also have the option to edit each player, so you can change the category that he's in, the points, the name, the team, and you can change the image. So for these points, I changed it so that you can't actually add letters into here. See, it doesn't match the request format. I did that with a pattern. For the name, you can't add numbers because it doesn't match the format. So if you just save that, I did all of that in here, in the add record and edit record form. So here you can see that they're required as well. So if I go to here and I go to edit and I just take out a field like see it says please fill out this field because it's required. So it's all done here with the required. The pattern, like I said, numbers between 0 and 9, and then the asterisk means that one or more. It runs on the basis of regex. So the asterisk means that there needs to be at least one or more of those characters. So the pattern for the name is capital A to capital Z, A to Z, and then this is the thing you need to put in if you want to get a space, and then obviously the asterisk again. So I also tried to implement this thing called the step here for the points. The step works in a way so that if you want to edit here and you want to edit the points, the step would implement two buttons here, one at the top, one at the bottom of this tab, and one would point upwards, one would point downwards, and it would work in increments of 100. So if I press upwards, it would add 100 points, and then if I press downwards, it would take down 100 points. But it doesn't print out properly, so I couldn't get all of that to work. Now, apart from that, I also managed to host the database on the server. So as you can see here, it works fine. Now to do that, I had to go into my SQL, the online database, add all of these tables in, and then had to go into net2 FTP and add all of these files, because when I tried to run through FileZilla outside of the college network, it wouldn't allow me to do so. It wouldn't let me connect. So I had to do everything through this net2 FTP. So you've got all the folders here. Now for the styling, I use partials. As you can see here, everything links to this and then gets printed out in the main.scss. I did a bit of nesting, as you can see here. I did a bit of hover. Where is it? Yeah, the TT hover. So when you hover over anything, it turns to a different color. Yeah, so I did a bit of CSS, and I ended up with about 175 lines of code. You could probably see that I changed the background, changed the heading, added a header picture and changed its size. Changed all of these pictures for coaches as well. And I even got to change the icon in the actual page. So then is it? Yeah, so that's the hosted site. Now you can see it has everything here, the coaches, everything. So you can also add records to each field. So if we go to add players here, um, we need all of these. So we'll just put in team. Let's go Golden State. And you just go put my name in, and you can add record, and you can add without the image, or we can add with the image. So we just have to choose a file and just choose this guitar. Save changes, and as you can see, the thing is there, but we can also delete it if we don't need it. So there you have that. Um, in the actual database, whenever I was putting in, because I changed the price from the old from the code that you gave us. I changed the price of this. This database had record ID, category ID, and then price, and then name. So I had to change the price to points, but I noticed that in the actual structure, apart from this primary key that we have on record ID, you had a unique key on points, which meant that there was only one of said value allowed to be in the database. But that couldn't work for me, so I had to change just delete the unique key, because obviously 2 or 3 players can have the same amount of points. So now you can add the same amount of points for 2 players. So I think that's about it. Obviously, to get the database running, here I had to change the database.php here. If it opens, login. Server-side, and then the database.php. If I just go to view this, we can see that I changed the database name to this, and then the password, obviously. So this works perfectly now. It doesn't work as well as FileZilla does, but it does work. So here you can see the styling of the images, and just pretty much all the CSS, image uploads, and that's about everything.